In today's video, we're going to be talking about Duskmourn, which is actually releasing a lot sooner than most core sets release one after another. We're going to talk about basically what we know so far and what to know before you buy. So let's jump into the video. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate each and every one of you that are here. If you do enjoy this video, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified when new videos are posted. And we're going to just kind of talk about Duskmourn today. So obviously the set doesn't release until September 27th, which is about 2 months from the time I'm making this video. Bloomburrow just released August 2nd, so there's a short turnaround time between these two. I think a lot of it has to do with maybe I'm wrong, but it has to do with I think Duskmourn being marketed as a horror set coming out around Halloween, probably wanting to have it out on shelves. And we'll talk about the bundle that comes out a little bit later in October and stuff in this video. But in general, I think also with the Magic Foundation set, which is like the new iteration of core sets that they're bringing back and trying for the 10,000th time, there is a lot, obviously I understand some people are probably frustrated about the quick turnaround time between these two, and in an ideal world, it's every 2.5, 3 months before a new standard set comes out. I know there's definitely some product fatigue. However, I do think Wizards deserves a little bit of goodwill for at least the way they've approached core sets, not talking about some of the other stuff. I know the Secret Lair stuff is a whole other can of worms. A little bit of goodwill for the way that their standard sets have been designed so far this year after Murders at Karlov Manor. That set was very poor, in my opinion. While it had a few decent cards, it's an overall underwhelming set. Outlaws was definitely a step in the right direction. It had some cool stuff. Bloomburrow is a fantastic set. It's extremely fun to play. Standard is fun right now. And Duskmourn looks like it's going to follow up on that with some really cool designs and just a really cool setting in general. Going from cute animals to horror, you're definitely going to have people who like or prefer these sort of thematic blocks where it's like multiple on the same plane. I think it could go either way. If the set itself is good and the product is good, I think that's really what is most important. So just acknowledging the absolutely understandable critique about how soon this set is coming out afterwards, I want to talk about it, and I am excited. I know a lot of my play group is excited because this set seems like it's going to be a really, really fun set, and the concept behind it is just awesome, right? So you see some of the art, and this is all, on Wizard's site as we're going to kind of go through this together. Just the artwork on these cards is wild. We're obviously going to see the Wandering Emperor back, and I think this is the first time she's ever getting her own card that is not a Planeswalker, so that's interesting to note. There are just some seriously cool artworks here as we go through. But here's how this is going to work. Very straightforward, no special nonsense here. We've got the main set, which is DSK, Duskmourn. We've got Duskmourn Commander, and then we've got special guests. The list is gone. There's no subset within a set here. It's just, this is what's here. Very simple, similar to Bloomburrow. We had the Imagined Critters, but that was treated as part of Bloomburrow Commander, and it was very easy to follow what was going on. But yeah, so this set is a standard legal set, obviously. There are going to be just 2 types of boosters here. Play boosters, which I really like the design on the pack. I think, as someone who's a big fan of Halloween, the timing of this coming out is obviously really exciting to me because I think like a horror theme set just seems really fun. And then you look at the collector boosters, man, that pack artwork is crazy. I don't even know what the creature is on there. I don't think we've gotten that reveal yet. But just this is what you've got. You've got play boosters and collector boosters. I don't see anything about those value boosters like they talked about for Bloomburrow, which I think are meant for like dollar stores. They're not meant for the general person, I don't think. So while I don't think they're necessary, I'm not even really going to waste time kind of critiquing them one way or another. We've got 4 commander decks. That's pretty much the standard here. We don't know much about them at all. Obviously, we have a white, blue, black. We have a black, green. We have a green, blue. And we have a black, red. So a variety of different kind of options here, and the themes aren't really known yet. Obviously, you can kind of, deduce a little bit. I will say Bloomburrow's commander decks, at least the 3 of the 4 that I've had a chance to play around with or interact with, are extremely fun and very well designed. They're definitely powerful, more so than some of the other commander decks that have come out recently. But they had some really good reprints, some good cards, and overall, just it's always fun. This is the Miracle Worker deck has is it Aminatu, I think it is, or Animatu? I don't know. Animatu, I think is how you pronounce it. And I'm wondering if maybe that means that she's finally going to get a creature card that's not a Planeswalker. Who knows? We'll kind of have to wait and see. But those are the 4 decks, so you guys are aware. Then we've got the House of Horror bundle, just a standard bundle. I really like the dice on this one. It looks awesome. Generally speaking, I think bundles are more often often not worth it. That's just me. If you buy them like at your local store and you get a good deal, it makes sense. But if you buy them at retail, they're like $50 and you get 9 packs, so you're paying, I don't know, roughly 5 and change a pack, which I guess is kind of the same. But I think if you shop around, like I know my locals, I can get play boosters at $4.50. Most places sell them at $5. I don't personally find the bundle to be worth it, but we don't even know what the promo card is going to be in the bundle yet, so there's obviously some things to consider. Now, Duskmourn does, though, have a very, very special product here that I want to talk about briefly, and that is the Nightmare Bundle. So this is, first of all, just the design of the packaging is super cool. The Nightmare Bundle is a really exciting product. If you guys remember when Phyrexia All-Be-One came out, there was the Step and Complete Bundle, or whatever the hell it was called, the Complete Edition, and it had a pack that had the Oil Slick lands, the Oil Slick mythics. This is going to be similar to that. As of the time of this video, this is up on Amazon for pre-order around $80, which I can say I have pre-ordered one. Seeing how the complete bundle went for Phyrexia, I wanted to get ahead of it. If it ends up being a super lackluster product, then I can always cancel it, but I will say, if it ends up being good, like I think it's going to be, you definitely will likely see the price go up a lot. But we're going to talk about this bundle itself and what comes in it in just a minute here as we get a little bit further down the page. Obviously, the pre-release pack, you get some different dice for each one, which is cool if you're into that kind of thing. And then there will be a pre-release promo card that I don't remember if they've been putting them in packs like that, or maybe this is just for the graphic, but I don't know. I know if you pre-ordered them on Amazon, if you had pre-ordered them on Amazon anyway, through the end of July, you did get this special sleeve. And then there's a buy a box promo here, which is Twitching Doll. A very, very good card. It's a 2-drop, basically, mana dork that can tap, add a mana of any color, put a counter on it, and then you can tap it, sack it, and you create a 2/2 green spider with reach for each counter on it. It's a really, really strong card. It's a great, obviously, dork to be able to add mana, but you can replace this to bring out a lot. And I think this is a pretty good card. It's definitely, I think, more playable generically than Flubs, even though Flubs is really cool. So this is buy a box promo, and we got a little bit more artwork here. And we're going to talk, again, like I said, about some of the more specific products and why I'm kind of excited about some of them. But let's just look at the lands. Normally, I've done videos in the past breaking down the singles individually, which I'll continue to do. But with the lands, it's just kind of like take a look at them here. All 5 are just gorgeous. The design is capturing that sort of like older style horror. That's, I don't know what exactly you'd call it, but it's just a really unique horror approach, and I think all of them look fantastic. There's no special variants like there were for Bloomburrow with the different seasons, but that's okay. I don't think we need to do that all the time, even though I do like those. We've got the double exposure and textured foil double exposure. So it's a camera flash type thing is what they're going for here, and it's paying homage to horror photography, like it says in the description. The Wandering Rescuer on the left, you can see her there. Just an extremely, extremely good card that we covered in another video. And then Toby, Beastie Befriender, another, like, you can kind of see the spirit in the background with the double exposure. It's a really cool. I'm excited to see what these look like in person, or at least where we can see actual shots versus just like glam shots, because sometimes they end up looking better, sometimes they end up looking worse. What I can tell you is going to look good no matter what is this double, this is the textured version of the Wandering Rescuer, and they were going textured foil double exposure is what they're called. These are exclusive to collector boosters, of course, and you know that's going to be the case. There's always going to be that sort of selling point product. This, I can look at the render and tell you it's going to be beautiful, but just the approach that they're taking to this design is great. I think the texture foils look awesome, and I'm not saying there aren't going to be things to criticize about this set, but I'm simply talking about what we've seen so far. I think a lot of the criticisms will come from whatever the price is, of course, and whatever the contents of the set are themselves. I don't want to sound overwhelmingly positive, but I am excited about this product because a lot of it looks great. We have paranormal frames, kind of a cool showcase style for some people. I don't love the art on these, I will be honest. It's meant to look like a staticky TV frame. It doesn't look bad per se, it just doesn't do it for me personally. People might like them. The frame itself is actually kind of cool with the little technology things on the side, make it look like a TV frame. These are in both boosters, so nothing super special there. We've got the mirror monster treatments as well, and these are basically, I think, going to be found in both, so just an alternate art showcase, what have you. Really cool. We did cover, again, a lot of these cards, and they're going to be in everything. And then you get to the Japanese showcase. These are unreal. I said that when these came out. I'm saying it now. These are just wild, and the designs of the Overlord and Enduring Tenacity that we've seen so far. Overlord is the it's the Fracture foil. The Fracture foil is going to be available in collector boosters only, and I believe that it's going to be the same for the Japan showcase, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not sure whether or not we're going to be able to get the non-fracture foils in standard boosters, but the way these are worded here, it does say Japanese language collector boosters will include Japanese language versions of traditional foil and fracture foil, while other boosters will have English 67% of the time or Japanese 33% of the time. So you will be able to actually pull the Japanese cards in English collector boosters 33% of the time, which means they're going to be hard to get, but they're going to be, relatively rare. It's a pretty cool approach to it. And again, that fracture foil I think is going to look a lot better in person, just based on the layout here. Kind of looks like a bit of a sticker here, but I don't think it's going to look like that in in real life when we actually get a chance to see it. I don't know, like I said, whether or not the Japanese showcase arts will be available in regular boosters, but I know for certain that the fracture ones will not. We also have special guests, of course, making a return. Collected Company's a good card and a solid reprint to start off. They'll be in play booster and collector boosters. Nothing kind of crazy there. They've covered some of the new mechanics like Delirium, which is when a creature either attacks for the first time, as long as there are 4 or more card types of uncards in the graveyard, you can untap it. So Delirium is actually, I believe, a returning mechanic because it was in Shadows over Innistrad first. So 4 or more card types, and there's a lot of cards that will kind of synergize with that. But then there's also, some other cards coming back. We've got Leyline of Hope, so a new Leyline. And that's kind of interesting. And then there's also going to be enchantment creatures, and I think that some of the enchantment creatures are going to have a special typing. Like we looked at the snake here, Glimmer. There's some people who think that Glimmer may actually be a subtype for enchantment creatures specifically, but we haven't seen enough to know whether or not that's going to be the case. There's also the impending keyword, which is new. It's kind of similar to, I think, almost like suspend, where it's basically saying if you cast it, it comes out with 4 time counters. It's not a creature until the last counter is removed. At the beginning of your end step, you take the counters off. So it's like those Theros gods in that they're not creatures until they meet a certain requirement, but they play with time counters, which is an already existing mechanic. We've covered Overlord again. I just think this card's really cool. The article mentions room cards as well. It does say that they change. I don't know what exactly this is going to entail. And it looks like they will be part of the standard set because it doesn't specifically say Commander, whereas Archenemy does outline that there will be that return in the Commander deck. So room cards we don't have any details on yet. We won't for a bit, but that's kind of what we're looking at. And of course, we've got the new horror, a new horror awaits. They've got some key dates and stuff. If you guys, I'll just leave this on the screen so people can see. Spoilers will begin August 31st, so there is some breathing room here. And then, of course, the actual Duskmourn House of Horror releases September 22nd. And yeah, I think that's going to be kind of the dates to look at, the key dates, if you will. And I want to talk for just a minute about the Nightmare Bundle, guys, because the Nightmare Bundle is what I'm most excited about. I pre-ordered this as soon as I saw that it was a thing, and I'm going to actually pull it up, see if I can pull it up here on Amazon. And I'm doing a little bit of live editing here, so bear with me. This is the Nightmare Bundle. It's $77.99 right now on Prime pre-order. Amazon does honor the lowest price, so just be aware that if you do pre-order it and it drops between now and then, you will get the lower value. It releases on October 18th, so this comes out a little bit, about 3 weeks after the set itself, but here's what we want to see, right? So what is included in this product? It comes with 6 play boosters, and then it comes with 2 collector boosters. So this is obviously a change from the way bundles are usually done, like the gift bundles, if you will. And gift bundles typically cost the same price, but it's I think it's 8 and 1. So 2 and 6, I mean, look, collector boosters are going to be the better value almost always in terms of what you're getting. So you're spending $80. If we're valuing collector boosters at $25 as an average value, that's $50. And then we're valuing the actual play boosters at, say, $5. Then you're getting $90 worth of boosters, quote unquote, for $77. Pretty solid in and of itself. It's not terrible. 20 of the full art foil lands, so probably 4 of each, I'm guessing, is how they're going to do that. So if you like those lands, you can get them. But here's what it also includes, and this is where it gets kind of crazy. So there's a borderless promo card. We don't know what that's going to be. And then a movie-themed poster card. So there is going to be, and we saw it in the image on Wizards' actual site there will be a pack similar to the Oil Slick pack that's going to have a select amount of cards in it that will be movie poster-themed. I assume there'll be variants of cards in the set. I don't know that for sure, but that's kind of where it's looking. And then so you're getting that, and then you're also getting 3 double-sided movie posters posters, as well as a deck box and a glow-in-the-dark spin down. I assume that the deck box is just going to be like cardboard. It probably will look nice, but I don't know if it'll be like a super great one to use. But the movie posters could be really cool as well. They'll probably be smaller, but if you're a fan of like some of the art and you want to have them to display, that's not a bad throw-in. But what you're really looking at here is 2 collector boosters, 6 play boosters, 20 of the lands, and then the promo as well as the movie poster card, which will likely be from a collection of them. I believe there's 3 of those and 3 of the borderless promo cards. So you're getting 2 out of 6 cards that, so basically you can understand how that works. There'll be a lot more to break down, I think, when that actually comes out. But I have to say, personally speaking, based on what I've seen with the Nightmare Bundle, I do think this is going to be worth the pre-order if you're into this kind of thing, because it's likely going to be, as long as the set is good, it's likely going to be, a good product over time, like the Stepping Complete bundle was, and the oil slicks have done really well. It's, obviously we're not getting variant lands here, it's just the full art lands you've seen. But just my 2 cents on it. Obviously, make your own decisions. I just want people to know it is available on Amazon so that you can get them, because it is a really, really cool product, and I just think that's worth keeping an eye on. So that's going to do it for this video. Just kind of Duskmourn in a nutshell what we know so far. Let me know if you guys are amped for this set like I am, or if you're not excited, what is it that you're, what you don't like about it, or maybe it's just not your style. Either way, I look forward to everyone's comments. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.